You don't get the hype?
No.
I'm a pumpkin spice. You could say I'm like a pumpkin spice girl. Like that's how bad it is. We're live.
All right.
All right. So Dom, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. This is my first time meeting you.
It's Dominic Colella.
Colella.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on. I've been wanting to have you on for quite a bit. I forget if you reached out first or if I reached out first.
I think you reached out to me. It was a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know. You said you wanted me to have you on. I was like, it sounds like a great idea. I'll make sure I'd be open to it.
I saw you on Instagram Reels.
Okay.
You were doing like those like street interviews.
Yeah.
And it was like not a lot of people in this area do this.
No.
So I had to have you on. What started? I guess you wanting to do that.
So like I have a page. It's called Grit U Sports, right? So I just started it. Just wanted to do sports for YSU, I guess. So like I just started this page on Instagram, and it just went from like just making photos or editing photos, like graphics for like sports and for YSU, and then it got to like interviews. Like I did an interview with like men's basketball coach, real quick, just a short one. I just start interview athletes, just stuff like that, and then I started doing the interviews in the tailgate with the students, just something else to do. I mean, it just kept building and building and building. So it's been fun.
Yeah, man. It definitely looks great. And I assume probably like the cost of all the equipment, it's not expensive at all.
No.
It's relatively cheap. Especially like when I looked at mics and stuff like that too. Relatively cheap. Have you always wanted to do stuff like this?
I mean, I love sports, so I guess since I was little, me and my brother love sports. Like everyone watching like cartoons on Saturday mornings, me and my brother's watching Sports Center, right? Mm-hmm. So like it's that dynamic of it. And my brother's in sports broadcasting. I did business, but I just love sports. Something I looked into. I think it was like a couple years ago. Like a Barstool YSU account was like available to like be taken over, and I like applied to do it, and like they didn't get an email back or anything. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna create my own. Yeah. And so it just started from there.
That's interesting, though, because I never thought like that was something you had to just apply for. Because YSU Barstool, they're not directly affiliated with Barstool, right?
See, they're not affiliated with the university, but they might be affiliated with Barstool, but I'm not quite sure either.
Yeah. I remember I met the guy freshman year. It was a game against, I like to say North Dakota State. Okay. That's who it was. And the guy was like out, he's like in the back of a van, whatever, just posting stuff. And I was like, oh shit, who's that? He's like, I'm the guy that runs the YSU Barstool page. I was like, huh. So I never thought it was like a professional thing like that. That's very interesting. I wonder how that all started.
Yeah, I don't know, because I saw it was a Twitter account, and I saw it was like they put it out, hey, like the position, or I don't know if it's called a position, but the account was available to be for someone else to run it, and I just like, you said apply here, put your email here. And it was a quick application process, but obviously I didn't get it, but I wasn't mad about it. But I was like, you know what, I kind of still want to do something with sports at YSU, so I just created this Grit U Sports account, and like I said, it's been fun.
Yeah, bro. I love the content.
Thank you.
How like often do you edit? Is it like once a week? Is it?
So I try to, it takes time, obviously, to edit, like, even those short, like, 5-minute videos, because people don't realize, like, editing takes time. You have to watch it over and over again. Like, I hate watching myself, but, like, just have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, so I take time to edit, try every day, but, so, like, I'll do, I don't know, a Saturday game, a home game, and then, like, I try to have it out within, like, a week or two, just because maybe I'll post it a couple days before the next home game. Just like, I don't know, I don't want to say like promote will be there again,
Yeah.
And so people know, they'll be back there. Maybe I'll see him around, and maybe I'll get in a video or something.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my editing process.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it definitely shows. Have you heard of there's a couple. There's Opus Clip. Have you ever heard of that?
No, because I use iMovie on my laptop.
I got you. Opus Clip is this AI program that allows AI to like take whatever YouTube video. It has to be max like 2 hours, I think, for the free trial. But it gives you like 30 clips.
Oh, really?
From AI. They're not all perfect. Some suck. Some people who are watching have seen. Okay. Some suck. And I used to use this all the time, but then they start charging money, and like there's a watermark for the free trial now. Didn't used to be a watermark.
Yeah.
More people are using it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's very beneficial. Another thing I use to edit these, and what I'll use to edit this, is called Autopod.
Okay.
And so you mentioned you use iMovie. I use Premiere Pro.
Okay.
And it's like an extension for Premiere Pro. So I think you pay like $20 a month. I'm using a free trial.
Yeah.
Multiple Gmail accounts, milking it.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I use iMovie, but like other editing software that I use to like make graphics, I just use free software.
Yeah.
Just because, this one software offers free this, and like another one offers free something else that you use. So you just use a combination of them all.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you, it's very beneficial.
Yeah.
With Autopod, that's what this thing is called.
Okay.
This extension. It allows me to make short form content too, like the TikTok reels. So I don't even have to rely on Opus Clip anymore.
Oh, really?
So hopefully Autopod doesn't get give you like a watermark with the first month's free trial. So we shall see. But very beneficial. I post on my stories sometimes, and like all this like 10 hours of editing, back and forth, different camera angles, and you could just watch it. It's so cool. My friend Drew sent it to me through like an Instagram reel. Ever since then, I've been hooked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So AI, man, AI is scary, but in that regard, it's very. What do you think about AI?
I like it because it's new. Everyone, like, new technology is always scary, right?
Of course.
But it's so new, people are scared about it, obviously. I mean, I'm not blaming you. But, like, as it progresses, I think it's just going to get better.
I think so, too.
But I've used it for school a couple times.
Everybody has.
But besides that, I haven't used it a whole lot, if I'm being honest. But just because I don't have a use for it, or I don't know how many uses I can use for it, during my daily routine. Like, how about you? Do you use it a lot?
All the time.
Right.
So obviously school. I'm still in school. I graduate in December.
Okay.
Editing, podcast, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I even heard, I was listening to Joe Rogan, and there was a guy, and his doctor gave it wasn't his doctor, it was a veterinarian, and this guy brought his dog to the veterinarian. Veterinarian gave him a couple weeks to live. Well, he configured all this like information, like blood samples, stuff like that. I don't know how. All the blood work, he put all the medical information in ChatGPT. ChatGPT came up with a cure for the dog, and the dog lives today.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
And I mean, I don't know how legit this is. I of course I heard it, and I didn't look it up.
Yeah.
But like, if this is true, this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if AI could write a cure for, I guess a dog, or even maybe a human, if it's possible, that a doctor can't see, or a specialist can't see. I mean, that's one. It's crazy, scary. Do we trust it? I don't know. Like, as a doctor, are you going to trust AI over your own, intelligence or your own thought process?
Well, that's the thing. People are even talking about AI governing us.
Yeah.
Like an AI Congress, AI president,
like
stuff like that.
throw out all the government Congress and just go AI governed. That's weird. I can't even think about that.
I feel like there's two scenarios there. There's the good and the bad. So the optimist, number one, they're gonna figure out all the good. They're gonna eliminate the human bias. So our environment's gonna be better. We're gonna have decisions that benefit the working class, the middle class, or in the lower class, instead of like all these high 1% people. Corruption isn't going to be a thing, because what does an AI have to gain from insider trading or lobbyists and stuff like that. But then there's the other thing, which is like the Terminator thing, and these humans, look at all the crap we're doing to the planet. We're polluting it. We're constantly just littering. There's all this stuff. We're using up all the fossil fuels. Why do we need to be here? Is what the AI might think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
the
know.
doomsday thing.
We've all seen the movies, What is it, iRobot with Will Smith? I mean, the AI robot's just turning on the humanity and just going crazy. I mean, I don't know if that's real life scenarios, but it would be crazy if it got to that. I mean, I don't know if we'd be able to stand against up AI. If you just shut it down, if it would be possible at that point.
Have you seen the Harvard robot? It's like a dog. Not Harvard. MIT. I think it's MIT. It's either MIT or Harvard.
I have not.
It's a robotic dog and I don't know if it's fully like on AI. I don't think it's powered by AI.
Okay.
But this dog, they're controlling it, and it's moving at the same speed as a regular dog, and it's running down the hallway. Yeah. There's another I saw on Twitter. It was in New York. I think it was in a subway. It was a police, but it's a robot.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's like people were hitting it.
Yeah, AI abuse, robot abuse.
Well, is it abuse? I don't know.
Exactly. It's against a computer.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how far it goes. I mean, I listen to people talking about it all the time, and it's like, will it become sentient, or is it already sentient?
I think we may see, for the near future, I think we may see a balance between the two.
Yeah.
Just like, government use or maybe political use or police use of AI, but also, you know, the humanity of it.
Yeah.
Just, you know, controlling it or still being the, I guess, top dog, so to say, to it. But I think we might see it integrated pretty soon. Maybe not soon, maybe 20, 30 years, but who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely a very scary future. Anyway, I want to go back to you.
Yeah, no problem. AI can get crazy.
Yeah. That's a whole different conversation. When did you take an interest in like content?
So I guess probably after like 2020, 2021 type of thing. Like I didn't really start the page yet, but I was consuming a lot of content. I assume a lot of people were during the pandemic and after. Yeah. Like I just kind of caught myself like, hey, like I'm consuming a lot of content. Like it's probably not healthy, but hey, wait a second, I could create content, right? And maybe I'm on the other side of it, so I'm not always consuming it. I'm also creating it, so I try to find a balance between the two. So I'm starting to create more. I figured I'd create more instead of watch more because I make it beneficial to myself, you know. Watching content sometimes it's not beneficial. It makes you happy, it makes you a couple cool videos, your friends saying you laugh, but you know you figure out if you're on TikTok or Instagram Reels, it's like an hour goes by and you're like, holy shit, you know, like,
exactly. Where'd my time go?
Yeah. So I figured, you know, create some content for my own good, you know, instead of just sitting there. You create content for yourself, and it's something to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered a scenario where you go up to somebody, and it doesn't seem like you ask like provocative questions, but like somebody's just not feeling it?
See, sometimes like the first person I go up to, like even every Saturday, I'm still nervous every time I go up to someone. Like I'm just nervous in general, but when I get into it, you know, it goes away. But I get nervous when I ask like the first person because I think they're maybe going to say no, they want to be in it. But some people aren't interested. Some people are like, can I swear? You know, what can I say? I was like, well, you know, just keep it light if you're going to swear.
Yeah.
Like, because like I want to post this and like, you know,
you want it
kind
to
of family friendly. I want it to do well. I don't want it to be like, you know, no swearing whatsoever. You can say a couple, you know, but if you're going to say them, you know, keep it light. That's what I say.
Yeah.
But usually I've had good results, you know.
Definitely.
If people don't want to be in it, they just say, you know what, no, I'm sorry, I'm a little too wasted right now to be in the video. And I'm like, hey, that's fair. That's really fair. I mean, I don't want, you know, you got maybe an image to uphold, and so do I, so does everyone else. But it's been pretty good, you know. People who want to be in it are excited to be in it. So I think the first 1 or 2 videos, you know, for my liking, they were a hit, you know, a hit, I guess, for my page. But it's just been great. I mean, people see going on because people don't see that in Youngstown or at YSU tailgates.
Yeah.
People, that's something new, so they want to be a part of it or they're interested in it. They look in. I got some looks back and forth, and people are like, hey, can I be in the next one? Oh, hey, can I be in the next one? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know.
Yeah. Have you? And I don't know if you do this or not. Do you have like a YouTube channel where you post it in like the 16:9 format?
I do have a YouTube channel. I'm trying to get more use out of it. I do most of my stuff on Instagram right now, but I have posted like tailgate videos just in like I use my phone for my camera, right?
Which is fine. I mean, it works.
And I just do it for like I guess TikTok and Instagram Reels sake, just in the upward position portrait, not landscape.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I do.
I got you. That's something I've been playing around with too, and I don't have many people that want to do it with me.
Yeah.
Either that or just like the times and the schedules are all crazy.
Yeah.
My one friend who was one of the co-hosts on the podcast and still is technically, him and his girlfriend are expecting now, so there goes all his time.
Yeah.
My other friend who's also a co-host on the show, he's a barber, so his schedule is really busy. It's tough when he's off. I'm not, because I own a lawn care and landscaping business with my brother, and so that's how we make our money. And the schedules don't really align where we're able to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Looking to do it in the future always. That's what I've been saying though.
Yeah. I mean, that's like for me, because like it's hard to like find time, like you said, to like either shoot content and then, you know, cut that content, edit it up. Like for me, like Saturdays were like my day. I thought, okay, one day out of the week I could make content before the game, before I head into the game. I could, you know, be in the tailgate lot for like just, I'm in there for like about an hour, you know. It's not too much time. I do for about an hour and see how much, you know, clips I could get, as much as I can, and then I go back and during the weekend I cut it up, and that's when I find my time. But I'm been trying to find more time during the week to, you know, shoot content or just create ideas. Yeah,
and so Grit U Sports, if I'm correct, it's not just like those street interviews, right? It's
Correct.
like all what coverage of YSU sports.
It's like YSU sports coverage of trying to do all sports right now. It's tough because scheduling, like we've said.
Yeah.
But I try to do football a lot. I'm on the field for the football games, so I'm shooting, I guess I'm live basically on the sideline. I'm shooting for every play.
Mm-hmm.
Any big play I could get, I'll post it to my story right away. I'll tag the player in it so they could later, tag it to their story. More engagement for me, engagement for them. Because everyone, if you play a sport, you like to see your highlight on social media. So that's what I try doing. I try to get out to soccer games, volleyball games. Haven't been able to get to like softball or baseball yet, but. Yeah, I mean, I want to get to, like, tennis matches and,
of course,
cross country and maybe, like, track and field because, like, those are pretty good sports here. Like, track and field's always winning championships all the time.
All the time, I agree, yeah.
So,
going back, you said you get on the field, right?
Yes.
And so how does one obtain a field pass like yourself? You're looking to get into video, content creation, that type of stuff. How do you obtain that?
So it's pretty much who you know, right? You got to know the right people to contact. And this is, it's all available, like, on the Youngstown Sports website. Just go to, like, the staff and, like, see who's, like, in charge of stuff. Like, the staff list there will tell you who's in charge of everything. So that's what I did, went on there, see who's in charge of, like, football and, like, basketball. And, like, found the person I knew, emailed them, like, told them about my situation, my page, what I want to do.
Yeah.
And we pressed for a couple passes, and I got it. So, like, I got it last year. I was there last year. We reached out to the same guy. He gave me 2 passes this year, so I've been able to bring a friend or someone else on the field with me a couple times this year. So it's been enjoyable for me and the person I'm bringing.
Yeah, bro. Now, are you allowed to go or do they have you go to the away games too?
No. So like I'm independent, right? So I'm not with the university, so I'd have to obviously spend my own money to for a bus ride or a plane ride or even just drive myself. So for me right now, that's not in the budget.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I'm not currently making money for it,
Mm-hmm.
but. Right now, it's just kind of like a hobby, trying to,
Same thing here.
Just keep going and see maybe money is in the future, but like I'm not trying to be a millionaire right now.
Yeah. I feel like in the beginning, especially like for me, I mean, I would love to make money doing this. But right now, it's just fun. I like talking to people, interesting people, like around here specifically, because I don't have that big of an audience where I go worldwide. But yeah, like stuff like that is fun. You know what I mean? And then. If you make money in the future, that's cool, but like that's not why I want to do it.
Exactly, because I started it because one, I like sports, that was the main thing, and I progressed to interviews because I like being with people, engaging with people, talking with people, and so it's just it could gel. Both those things could gel. You could talk to athletes and students and YSU fans. I mean, I met like cool people down at the tailgate. Like I met a former YSU football player who won back-to-back championships in the 90s. So. I mean, you meet some people down there who's been tailgating for like 40, 30 years, they'll tell you. They're coming out every Saturday to tailgate for, 3+ hours before football games, and they're going to watch. So it's really cool to see the old alumni down there, too, and also, the new students and the current students down there, having a good time together.
Yeah, of course. Who's like the most memorable person that you've ever interviewed?
I'd probably say the dude that won back-to-back championships. Because, like, I didn't expect to run into him.
Yeah.
It was just like... I did some interviews with some students, and then I wanted to get, I don't want to say this, disrespectfully, but I wanted some older people, right? So
of course.
I was heading into the game. I was like, all right, I need to find one more. So I found a guy like right next to the gate. I'm like, hey, you want to be, a quick interview for, sports page? They're like, yeah, sure, why not? So it actually wasn't him. It was his friend that I was interviewing, and I think the question was, who's your favorite Youngstown State athlete, current or of all time? And he said his friend who was standing right there.
That's crazy.
And then he goes into his car and gets his couple rings out, and he shows the camera the rings. He was an interesting dude. And then I came back the next week, and he was like, yo, great you.
That's cool, man.
So he was a cool dude. He was a cool dude to talk to and get to know.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a really fun conversation.
Yeah.
So what's like the statistics of the Grit U page right now? Because you've been doing this I've seen this for like at least the past year. I've been paying attention to it.
Okay, so I started it, 2022. I believe, if I want to be right, I started it in 2021. Maybe 2020. No, 2021. Yeah, spring of 2021 is when I started it. And so I started from there. I started just posting stories, just highlights of games. Not highlights, but stats of games on my stories and just tagging the athletes. So they could, my first process or my first step was get the athlete's attention, because
Yeah.
that's pretty much where I want to start, because there was a lot of athletes and a lot of them did start following back because I was paying attention to their sport. And some of those off sports that aren't obviously publicized a lot, like the attention, and obviously, they're good, so they need the attention. I gave it to them, and they gave me attention back. So it was a great start like that. So
yeah, and why wouldn't they pay attention? You know what I mean?
So I just started. I continued it. There's been a couple months here or there that I've obviously slacked off of it because I just couldn't, I guess, create content, or I was just stalling out. I couldn't think of something else. So a couple of months go by. Don't do anything. You're like, I need to get back into it. So that's the one thing with creating content, or doing anything. Like, you might fall off for a little bit, but if you want to keep doing it, you think, I fell off for a couple months. It's people are gonna pay attention to that. No one's paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Once you start back up again, they're gonna see you're back. You're back. You're back here making content. So they're gonna pay attention again. So
yeah. What do you think about people that there's like the counter argument to that, which is like, if I don't stop, if I take this break, then I'm gonna get shadow banned in the algorithm. I'm gonna close the door real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I won't even cut it.
We're getting a little elevator music.
Yeah, just a little bit. There we go. I don't want the content here to suffer.
Yeah, no.
All right.
A lot of students still in the building, so.
Yeah, but what do you think about that though? Like people saying, you can't like take a break, you'll get shadow banned. You know what I mean?
I think it doesn't matter.
I don't think it does
get
either.
back on it. You fall off a couple times, get back up. Like what matters is right now. If you took 2 months off and you're like, well, the 2 months is in the past already, so start it up again. Just keep going, because now it's a new day. 2 months are gone. What are you going to do, sit for another 2 months? And then,
exactly.
And then when it comes again, you're just like, dang, I waited 4 months now. Don't wait 4 months. Start now. Or even if you did wait 4 months, start now.
Yeah.
So I think the counter argument is BS, honestly.
Yeah. I've taken a couple of weeks off, like here or there, just, because like it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only do you have like the long form content, obviously the podcast, but then there's clips, and then there's the shorts. Mm-hmm. And it does take a lot of time, even though I do use like AI. It still takes a lot to like find it. You're making the thumbnails, find all the hashtags, stuff like that. Sequencing too, like within the YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely tough. I have another question for you. So, like, your experience with the Instagram algorithm, how have you found success in it?
You gotta post a lot. You gotta keep posting, because when you keep posting, you get more engagement. It seems like Reels is good. Hashtagging is good. Hashtagging related to your video, I think, is pretty good. Yeah. Just keep posting. Really, just keep it up. Whatever you want to do, if you're like in sports, just go out to those sports accounts or follow them or see what they're doing and copy them, because if they have high followers, and see what content they're making or see how often they're making content, and just go from there. But I think one thing is, don't be discouraged about your follower count, because if you're small and just starting, you're not going to grow to 1,000 followers in 2 days or 2 weeks even. But you should be starting it. If you're starting it to gain followers, you're never going to succeed, because you're aiming for something that doesn't mean anything. I'm not saying followers don't mean anything, but you're focusing on something that you shouldn't be focusing on. You want to focus on the thing that you want to do, is whatever it is. Maybe it's like an art page or a sports page or just a podcast like this. You're not going to gain a ton of followers. Like, if you got 50 followers, after like maybe a month, like, congratulations. Like, 50 people following you on a street, that's a big gathering,
it's
right?
Hard.
It's
hard.
It's hard. Like, I just clipped 500 followers. So like for me, that was like, let's go. Like 500, like, that's awesome. If you got 500 people at a party, you got a good party. So
it's a really good way to look at it
too.
It's the same thing. Like, why would you do something like this and start it for money?
Yeah.
You have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. In the future for Grit U Sports, what else would you like to expand upon?
So
if anything.
I want to interview more athletes and more coaches, get the insight, just bring people insight of athletes here, because I don't think they're being recognized enough, and they're great people. They're great people. They're great athletes. we need to see more of them and appreciate them more. And then also students and staff at YSU, I want to get their input on it. Maybe have student interviews too. Like if you like sports, like come on in, let's talk. Like even shows like this, maybe, you know, something for Grit U, just expand, I want to say market, I guess, expand the hype around Youngstown State, I guess. And then maybe in the future, just get people from Youngstown eventually, like maybe famous people or highly successful people that were from Youngstown, bring them in and see what their insight is, you know, coming from Youngstown and seeing the world, or if they're still in Youngstown, and see what their input is. Like, I guess if I get Kelly Pavlik on the show, that'd be awesome, you know?
Yeah, or Mancini.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw Mancini. I'm not, like, he doesn't know who I am at all.
Yeah.
It's not like that. We don't have, like, a working relationship. But I went to go see Tony Hinchcliffe 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And, yeah, Mancini was walking in front of us, and I was like, oh, shit, to my friend Clips.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, shit, it's Mancini.
Mm-hmm.
Held the door for us.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie, felt a little emasculated there. But it's like, oh, okay, I don't want to, like, be one of those guys like, oh, boom, boom. Because a couple people in there like, oh, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, what up, boom, boom.
Yeah, like really obnoxious.
Yeah.
I just, oh, thank you. Kind of blushed a little bit, went by, picked up the tickets.
A little nervous, you know.
Just a tad. I mean, he's a legend.
You think he could still knock you out?
Yeah.
He probably could knock a lot of people out.
Yeah, and I'm not even trying to pretend like I'm this good fighter, because I'm not.
No.
But
I've never been in a fight in my life, except like with like my brother.
Same, just my brothers.
So we used to do like makeshift boxing matches in our basement with like those winter glove mitts.
Yeah.
It would just be me and my brother down there, and my mom would be like, what are you guys doing down here? I was like, you know, we're fighting for the middleweight championship of the world right now, Mom. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt.
No, don't. Me and my brothers, our fights used to get intense, not gonna lie. We never set it up like that, kind of like professionally.
We did a lot of like funny stuff professionally in our basement. So.
Oh no, ours were. I wish ours were like that. Your fights sound fun. Ours were serious, man.
They weren't fun. I was always on the losing end of those.
Really?
Yeah.
We had like the joking around fights, and then we had like the bad ones. You didn't get those a lot, but when you did, it was like it was. I felt bad. It was mostly like my middle brother, so I'm the oldest of three.
Okay.
It was mostly between me and him, and then sometimes we'd gang up on the littlest one.
Okay.
We had a bunch of Nerf guns at the time, and so it was always a bunch of Nerf guns just shot at him, and he'd cry after a little bit, and then of course our mom would come down. What are you doing?
What are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah.
He's just crying like a baby.
Yeah, I don't know. We just hide behind your nothing. I don't know.
See, I was the youngest of three.
Oh.
Older brother, but I had a sister in the middle. So I guess I only had to deal with abuse from like one older.
Yeah.
Because like the sister, she doesn't.
Yeah, chill.
She's chill. I mean, she doesn't want to beat up on. I mean, I know other sisters may beat up on the younger brothers, but mine didn't. So I got lucky there. Yeah. Maybe it's the opposite. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely feel for people that only like they don't have anybody else, or just a single child, or whatever. I feel like they don't learn as much about the world early on.
I think it's different because it's great to have siblings, because it's easier to relate to. You know, I guess when you're younger, it's harder to relate to your parents because they've been alive for so long and they're in a different stage of their life.
Yeah.
So if you have like an older sibling or even a younger sibling that you could, talk to your younger sibling and let them know about like, stages in life. But even having an older sibling, just have like another parent-like figure to like show you what's going on now. And so I had that, and I was great to have that. Having an older sister and an older brother, I think I learned so much, from one, just how to please the parents and just how to live your life, as a Colella, basically.
As a Pipala, it's a little bit different, at least for me, because I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So I never had anybody to look up to. You looked up to the parents.
Yeah.
But siblings will definitely check you. Even my middle brother, he's only 2 years younger, and the youngest is 6 years younger.
Okay.
But don't get me wrong, man. They'll check you if something's off.
Yeah.
So I think they definitely like having siblings teaches you how to like function in society, because you have this little mini pocket of society already built in your home. But yeah, I think it's very important to have siblings. I'm thinking about one of my brother's friends who he doesn't have any siblings, and I just feel bad because in a way he's like all alone in that regard. What I mean? Obviously he has friends, but it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different. But yeah, I'm very fortunate to have my brothers, and I think you would feel the same about your siblings as well. It's definitely a gift to have.
Oh, for sure.
So in terms of Grit U sports, I had this question before and I just remembered now.
Yeah.
Would you ever think to like expand to like high school, or no? Is that too much?
See, I haven't thought about that yet. I don't know if I wanted to go to high school or not, because there's a lot of high schools and that's like, you know, a lot to cover. I guess I would just, maybe if I did, I'd start with my hometown, which would be Hubbard. That's where I'm from. That's where I went to school, and then maybe expand from there. But I hadn't really thought about that because of just, I guess, the younger age. I don't know, you know, how dynamic the content can get, and you know, I'm not sure. I just wouldn't know where to go with it. But I guess it's a possibility, but I just wouldn't know where to go with it.
Yeah, it makes sense. What do you think about the NIL deals?
I think it's great, honestly. I think it's great. I think for universities like Youngstown State, it's great.
I agree, 100%.
You know, it's like those mid-majors that are, you know, kind of big but are not really there. You know, you have those athletes that, you know, can perform. They're D1 athletes.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you know, they could, you know, make money off their, you know, and their name, image, and likeness. And I think it's great for schools like Youngstown State.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of commercials that Mitch is in alone.
Oh.
Gosh, Mitch Davidson, YSU quarterback. Unreal, bro. I see he's in the Galt Heating and Cooling.
Funny story, Galt Heating and Cooling, they're my neighbor.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
So do you know, like, how that whole thing went down?
No, because, I mean, Galt Heating, I've lived in Hubbard for all my life, and where the house we lived at, I've been there all my life, and the Galts have been neighbors all my life. So, you know, they're great people, right? They have the heating and cooling company, which is, their headquarters is like right down the street from their house. So like, I'm very familiar with the company and their family. But I know they do tailgate tents in the tailgate lot, but I didn't really know it was a thing until I saw the commercials. I was like, wait a second, that's the quarterback and that's my neighbor.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then also Youngstown Clothing Company too. He had the shirts, and I believe he was in a commercial. I'm sure I'm forgetting other commercials too. But it's just crazy, you know. Obviously, this is only like localized, like television that's on. But still, this was never a thing, and it's so surreal to see. Like, I know he went to Salem, and I think we played him in a basketball game. I'm not sure if he was on the team or not. But it's just crazy, you know what I mean, seeing this.
I mean, I think it's cool for, you know, especially for Mitch, because he grew up in Salem, so he's from the area.
He's the hometown kid.
Yeah, so he was getting the publicity, as he should. He's the quarterback of the football team. He's been playing well. He's been playing great. I mean, give him the money.
Yeah. My thing is, I don't know why this took so long, though.
I don't know either. You know, people didn't like it, but they're like, oh, it's not regulated. You know, I'm like, the NCAA has been profiting so much off these kids. It's been robbery for the past, you know, how long?
Does it have to be regulated?
Yeah, I mean, let them have the cash, you
Exactly.
know? I mean, I think at the bigger levels, like the Ohio State, you know, the Alabamas and Georgias, it may be getting out of control, but I don't know enough information to say.
I mean...
But I think, college sports is still college sports.
Yeah.
You know, they're still very entertaining.
It's not a big difference for these big colleges, you know what I mean? Like the Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan. Because, like, and we can talk about Michigan in a second if you want.
Okay.
But, like, I feel like now it's just not under the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was always under the table. Everyone knew what was going on, especially with, like, Johnny Manziel's stories. Like, he was making bands, like, every week selling merchandise.
Manziel is crazy because he never watched a minute of film.
He's crazy.
And then
he was an incredible athlete.
Yeah. Until he got time for the NFL.
Yeah.
I remember he posted a picture. He was in Las Vegas, but he posted a picture of him on, like, a balcony or whatever, but, like, facing back towards his face, like, oh, I love Cleveland, great day in Cleveland. But he was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he ever wanted to be in Cleveland.
No. I mean, I'm a Browns fan, but, like, I don't see why any quarterbacks with the Browns at the time. I mean, they're not much better now. I mean, they're 5-3 right now, but organizationally, they were terrible. I don't know why a quarterback in their right mind would want to go there as their first choice.
I don't know. I don't know if obviously he didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
But he got picked, but...
He could have demanded a trade, but...
But not many... Once you're drafted, players just don't do that.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting with Caleb Williams, honestly.
Oh, my gosh. So, did you see the whole viral clip that you...
I saw it. I don't get the big deal. I mean, I get he's emotional. You know, I get it. You know, I mean... Sure, I mean, he's with his mom. I mean, come on, give him a break, right? I mean, he's a kid. I mean, he's 21 years old.
Alright,
you know, I mean, I don't want to hate on a kid playing football at a high level. I just think it's in bad taste. I mean, it's different. I mean, sure, could he have waited till he got on the field and let his emotions go? I mean, sure. But it was an important game for them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's a different athlete too. He's painting his fingernails before the Utah game last year, and then he loses, which is crazy.
He did get a lot of heat for that, which I'm okay with that.
I mean, whatever.
You put that on your fingernails and then you lose.
Yeah, you got to back up the trash talk.
I mean, he does some trash talk, so you got to be able to take the heat. When you're in the kitchen, you got to be able to take it.
What are your thoughts on him wanting a minority ownership of whatever team drafts him?
I did see that. I don't know how true that was when it came out.
I don't know either.
But I think the idea is kind of crazy. But I don't think it's as crazy as we think, because when Lionel Messi came to the MLS, that's what he got. He got a stake in the team, and he got a stake in the brand deal.
That's a little bit different, though,
yeah,
don't you think?
Yeah, it is different. He's a much bigger player than Caleb Williams coming out of the draft. But
yeah,
I don't even know if you're eligible for that coming into the draft.
I don't think so.
So, I don't know if it's going to affect a team picking him, because he's an incredible athlete. They're not going to say, hey, he wants a stake in our team, let's not draft him. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't even know if it's possible.
Yeah, the Bears. Right now, who do you think it would be? I think it'd probably be the Bears still.
I think it is.
Because Cardinals got Kyler Murray, so I think they're going to win a couple more games. But, yeah, the Bears are such a badly run organization. Mm-hmm. You never know with them.
No. Right now, they only have the first and second pick, right? Because they got the one from Carolina.
Yeah.
Who aren't doing too well with Bryce Young either right now.
That's
another bad situation for quarterbacks.
Yeah, you look at C.J. Stroud.
He's balling right now.
Yeah.
What was he? Was he picked second?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't want to forget about him, because he could have been one.
Yeah.
They could have went one or two.
Yeah.
So, but I'm surprised Carolina went with Bryce Young, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
But,
me too. Yeah.
But I'm not surprised Houston didn't grab him, because he's a great player, and he's proven it the past few weeks.
It's just he's having the best rookie season ever.
For a quarterback especially, Houston was a team that people thought, okay, they're going to struggle. They got a rookie quarterback. They got, a couple rookie offensive weapons.
Not going to win any games.
Yeah. They got maybe a new system. I think they had a new system or a new head coach, something like that.
Yeah, who's phenomenal right now.
They're maybe 500 right now, I think.
Yeah, I think they're 4-4. They might be 4-5. I think they're 4-4.
Okay, if you look at the offense and how it's been going, it's better than, comparison to the Steelers, and they're 5-3, but it's better, he's a good young player, and I think he's going to have success in Houston in years to come. And I think if he's going to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year, if not the MVP, if he tries it.
That'd be awesome.
Has a rookie won the MVP?
I don't think. I think it's happened before, but I think it was in the 50s or the 40s, all the way back.
Okay.
But I want to talk about Michigan football. What are your thoughts? Because everybody's talking about this.
I think it's super interesting. I've tried to get more information on the story itself, because there's so much out there that obviously that could be false and could be true. You don't know. But the sign stealing, I think it's real. I think they're doing it false. It's not good for them. It's not looking good for them, or it's not looking good for Harbaugh right now.
Yeah. I've heard criticism for both sides, right? So obviously there's the first ones it's wrong. You shouldn't be able to do this. It's he should be fired, whatever, suspended.
Yeah.
They should be ineligible, whatever the case may be. But then you have the people on the other side, the Colin Cowherd, the Herd.
Yeah.
On the Herd, he talks about this a lot, honestly. Every day I hear about this for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's saying, why should this matter? This rule was enacted in 1994, and the only reason it was because of the programs without all the money, like the mid-majors, for example, they couldn't keep up. So they, for whatever the reason is, and so they put this rule in. But in reality now, anybody could film a game with a phone. That's his argument.
Yeah.
And so what he said, he and other people, they said, I don't know, why this is such a big deal.
Yeah.
But
I get the deal of it, but I guess I agree. I don't see the big repercussions from it. How big really can they be? Because even when I was talking to my dad about it, and he said, everyone's stealing signs in all sports. Whether it's in baseball, the catcher and the guy on second base. if you got on second base, it's looking at the catcher, looking for signs, right?
Yeah. The Astros.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been going on for all the sports as long as you can remember.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know. Now it's Michigan, and maybe it's someone out to get Harbaugh or something. But
The thing is, though, in football, the offense can audible if the quarterback sees something. So it's different than baseball in that regard, but still, it's just an odd situation. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Michigan's kicking butt.
Yeah.
Like, not
Like,
a lot
does
of
it
people
matter,
can,
you
yeah,
know?
I don't know.